Welcome back to the Aslan Health Podcast. I'm Dr. Mike Hauman. We've been on a journey together to understand and address anxiety. In episode 1, Reveal, we pulled back the curtain on anxiety. We talked about what it is and what it does in the brain and the body, and why it's not a character flaw, but a nervous system warning of excessive strain. In episode 2, Reset, we talked about what needs to stop, unhelpful thought patterns, runaway what-if stories, and lifestyle habits that quietly turn up the volume on an already overstimulated alarm system. Then we reviewed productive replacements for those. Today is episode 3, Renew. This is where we make progress. Newsflash, a life without stress doesn't exist this side of heaven. However, a life where your nervous system is balanced, resilient, nourished, supported, and more able to remain calm, well, that goal is attainable. Think of this as moving from surviving with anxiety to cultivating calm. So if you're ready to make progress from panic to peace, check out my book with that title and listen to this episode to move in that direction. I'm ready to make progress. Are you?
Welcome to the Aslan Health Podcast, where science meets soul. Your host for this program is Dr. Mike Hauman, an experienced physician, a certified functional medicine provider, a certified insight coach practitioner, and a devoted follower of Jesus Christ. If you're tired of feeling stressed out, exhausted, overwhelmed, or stuck in survival mode, you're in the right place. So take a deep breath. Let's be transformed by the renewing of our minds. Here's Dr. Mike.
Let's begin today with an analogy. Imagine that your nervous system is a town hit by severe storms, destruction, and flooding following a powerful hurricane. Some roads are washed out, power lines are down, electricity is spotty and unreliable. The people are stressed, overworked, exhausted, and at risk. Our Anxiety Reveal episode was like assessing that problem and identifying the issues involved. It's similar to conducting a diagnostic exam. Our Reset episode provided initial interventions to move you from an acute state to a safer place, improving and stabilizing the challenging situation. Today, we renew with a focus on rebuilding the infrastructure, strengthening the electrical power, planting for the future, and restoring beauty to your environment. Just like the town in our analogy, there's much to renew and much work to be done, but be encouraged because this is where the restoration and healing really happen. God is not just the receiver of our anxious thoughts and emergency prayers. He is sovereign King of restoration, Jehovah Rapha, the God who heals. Friend, if you feel weary today, remember Isaiah 40:29. He gives power to the faint, and to him who has no might, he increases strength. So let's walk together through these steps, reviewing what we covered in the last episode and adding more detail as we go through these 5 items today. First, core rhythms that support a calmer brain, then techniques that direct your body out of the threat mode, as well as supplements that aid recovery, then habits that nurture peace in your inner world, and finally, how to build a personalized plan to renew. So first, rhythms that renew. Each morning, start with purpose, not panic. Many people wake up and immediately hand their nervous system to the chaos of this world, diving straight into emails, texts, the news, or social media. This immediately tells your brain, be alert, be ready, react quickly. The world is moving fast and it's time to catch up. Think about that for a moment. You do not expect that from any other body system. You don't roll out of bed and devour a full steak dinner, stressing your digestive system. You don't roll out of bed and sprint around the neighborhood at top speed, forcing maximum effort from your musculoskeletal and cardiovascular systems. And the list goes on. Do your nervous system a favor and treat it with the same kind intention. Instead, start your day with calm. Before you climb out of bed, pause in God's presence. not in projectile panic. This is where remembering biblical truths, a devotional reading, a quiet prayer time, a gratitude journal, they all create and fortify a peaceful, primed nervous system. Add 5 slow breaths of 4-7-8, which we'll talk about, a glass of water to rehydrate, and some gentle stretching that you have a sustainable, fantastic foundation for your day. Follow the example of David in Psalm 5 when he wrote, "Give ear to my words, O Lord. Consider my sighing. Listen to my cry for help, my King and my God. For to you I pray. In the morning, O Lord, you hear my voice. In the morning, I lay my requests before you and wait in expectation." Next, movement. Teaching your body safely. For many people, the physiological sensation of exercise mirrors those of anxiety, like elevated heart rate, shallow breathing, and an adrenaline surge. The mind then interprets those signals as dangerous, generating symptoms of anxiety. Think of it like being in a crowd and then noticing a person out of the corner of your eye. They're moving quickly towards you. Your brain may initially interpret the danger of an impending assault until you recognize that the individual is your surprised cousin running to hug you. Your intentional thoughts alone can turn off that sensitive alarm. If you have anxiety symptoms, the goal is not exercising to get fit. It is to retrain and renew your nervous system to that feeling of safety when those symptoms do begin. So before you start exercising, tell yourself, I am safe. I can handle this. This is healthy exercise and I'm not in danger. The renew practice here is 20 minutes of movement most days, mixing in walking, strength training, gentle cardio, and stretching, all non-stressful motion. This is rehearsing nervous system regulation and turning down the oversensitive alarm system. The second item on your today's renew list are techniques that shift your nervous system out of that threat mode. We discussed these in the previous episode. These are your in-the-moment tools. They're repeatable options, learned skills to generate physiological calm. That's the 4-7-8 breathing, for example. Remember, your exhale is wired to your parasympathetic rest and restore safe mode. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, pause for 7, exhale through your mouth 8 seconds slowly, and then repeat for 2 minutes. Your symptoms have a biological component. It's difficult to just think your way out of anxiety. But it does help physiologically to breathe your way back into a body that can think clearly again. Even if the anxiety doesn't vanish, you've softened the edge for sure. We also covered grounding your mind to the present. Anxiety thrives in the future, what if, and what if I fail, what if something bad happens. But grounding brings you back to the here and now. Simple tool. We talked about that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5 things you can see, 4 you can feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste. Say them out loud if you can. Thirdly, thought reframing. Talking back to the anxious inner narrator. By now, you probably know that your anxiety voice says things like, I will always mess things up, this will never change, I'm stuck, this situation is hopeless. Now, I'm not asking you to pretend that things aren't difficult. I'm asking you to upgrade your MC, to neutralize your narrator and refuse to hand the microphone to the commentator of catastrophe. Here is a simple 3N framework. Notice, name, nudge. Notice the negative thought, name it for what it really is, and nudge it towards the truth. For example, I know this course is challenging and the exam will be difficult, but I've completed all the work, I've prepared well, and I made it through worse. God hasn't failed me yet, and I trust that He's not leaving me now. Friend, Romans 12:2 reminds us, be transformed by the renewal of your mind, That's exactly what you're doing here. Renewal is usually gradual, but direction matters more than perfection. Now on to our third item, nutrition and supplementation that support an anxious brain. Supplements aren't magic and they do not replace quality medical care, but when used wisely, they can support your brain's ability to regulate, recover, restore, and renew. First, food is foundational medicine. It does not matter how incredible the builder is. Without raw materials, there will be no building. That's food. Your neurotransmitters, serotonin, dopamine, GABA, and acetylcholine, as well as all your hormones and everything else for that matter, they're all built from what you eat. So let's review nutritional renew basics. Eat protein with each meal. That includes the amino acids that you need for building blocks. Include healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, nuts, fatty fish like salmon. Liberally add colorful plants, berries, greens, and cruciferous vegetables like broccoli. And for carbohydrates, eliminate simple sugars and replace them with more complex carbohydrates like sweet potatoes or oats, quinoa or beans. And don't forget to reduce your caffeine intake if that triggers those anxious feelings. See the Aslan Health podcast episodes discussing caffeine for more details if that's you. Remember, you're not just fueling your body, you're building a calmer brain. Choices matter. Next, anxiety can be impacted by several key nutrients and supplements. Before you begin any supplemental products, be sure to check with your healthcare provider who knows your personal health conditions, your history, and your medications to make sure it's safe. That being said, here are my suggestions. First, magnesium, the relaxation mineral. It supports the stress response and nerve regulation. Most people are deficient in magnesium. For anxiety, I recommend magnesium glycinate form, as the mineral magnesium is coupled with the amino acid glycine, which has an inhibitory calming effect on the nervous system. Common range I recommend is that you begin with 200 milligrams in the evening, and you can increase it up to 400 milligrams if needed, if benefits noted. Second, omega-3s, that's the EPA and DHA. They reduce inflammation, they support brain cell function. The best source is high-quality supplementation that includes resolvins as well. I've included those in my protocol. Third, L-theanine. It's an amino acid. It's naturally found in green tea, and it calms without sedation. It modulates the effect of neurotransmitters and smooths out caffeine's unwanted side effects as a nice bonus. It can be used daily for general calm or as needed for specific stressors or events. Next, B vitamins, especially B6, B9, which is L-methylfolate, and B12. They support neurotransmitter production, and they're often depleted by stress. They're water-soluble and best taken every day. All of these can be secured at a discount through the Aslan Health Professional Dispensary, and there are other products that I include in my anxiety protocol as well. The link can be found in today's show notes if you're interested. And don't forget the gut-brain connection. That's important. Your gut is in constant conversation with your brain. The majority of the information transmitted by the vagus nerve actually flows from your gut to your brain, not the other way around. Your gut is in constant communication with your brain, sending signals of either stress or of safety. Some recommended practices for renewal here are increase your quality fiber, orchestrate daily elimination, consider appropriate pre, post, and probiotics with your clinician's approval. These are included in my protocol as well. This isn't a fad, it's a highway of healing. My fourth recommendation, habits that nourish a peaceful inner world. We discussed sleep as a spiritual and physiological practice last time. You can't outthink anxiety with a sleep-deprived brain. So pursue these renew practices, consistent sleep-wake time, a calming wind-down routine, limiting screen time, intense conversations, and difficult decisions before bed, Have consistent quality sleep hygiene. Psalm 4:8 says, "In peace I will both lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety." Sleep is not laziness, it's a physiological necessity. You can live longer without food than you can without sleep. Sleep promotes humility by trusting God with what you cannot finish each day. He is faithful, and He provides us with life in 24-hour segments for a reason. Next, community. You are not designed to white-knuckle life all alone. Anxiety thrives in isolation, but healing happens in community. Don't suffer silently. Reach out to a friend, join a church group, seek connection, let someone walk with you. Galatians 6:2 reminds us, "Bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ." Connect. You'll be grateful. Finally, gratitude and service, they're antidotes to anxiety. These two habits pull you out of fear and provide a proper eternal perspective. Practically, you can begin a gratitude journal, logging 3 good things each day. Each night, write down 3 things that you're thankful for, 3 ways that you experienced God's grace that day. They don't have to be big, like laughter with my child or a meaningful conversation, the beauty of a sunset or an excellent meal. All additions to your positive, proactive procurement of peace. And then, service to others. Anxiety turns us inward. Service turns us outward. Helping others gets you out of your own head, producing encouragement to both you and to those you serve. It can be as simple as writing a note, helping someone in need, or phoning a friend. The possibilities here are endless. It can also provide an unmistakable reminder that you are still capable of love and care. That alone is refreshing and renewing. So here's a word of hope before we close. If you're feeling exhausted and anxious, you've honestly tried many things to feel better, but you don't. Well, even when you feel like you're not doing everything right and anxiety still shows up, don't give up. Please, hear me. That doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong. It means that your journey is still unfolding and there's more path to travel. Psalm 34:18 reminds us, "The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit." If that's you, be encouraged. My friend, you don't need to become perfectly calm today. You just need to walk forward, one step at a time, with God's presence, peace, and power. So, today, choose one habit, try one nervous system reset tool, consider a supplement if you haven't, stay connected, pray, and thank the sovereign King of the universe for His grace to you. You are not alone. You are more than your symptoms, and anxiety is not the most important thing about you. You are a person made in the image and likeness of God, your Creator. You are capable. You are loved by the one who is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. You are in His hands, and you are in process. He always finishes what He starts in His perfect timing. So be anxious for nothing. This is Dr. Mike Hauman with the Aslan Health Podcast. Thank you for spending this series with me. Please subscribe for more. And then check out the show notes for more resources on this topic. Until next time, may your mind be renewed, your body strengthened, and your heart anchored in the hope of Christ. A hope that anxiety cannot shake. Be blessed, my friend. Until next time.